Sharece here with Sharece Productions and
Chocolina from Final Fantasy 13-2.
Perfect. Tell us a little bit about the character that you're cosplaying. What was the hardest part of the costume?
The tail.
The tail?
Definitely the tail. Trying to get it 3 different colors at once. We tried putting different feathers together. Tried using different sorts of feathers, and it turned out dyeing ostrich plume feathers was the best way to go.
That was probably hard to find, wasn't it? The ostrich
very,
plume, and probably a little expensive.
Had to go to Las Vegas to get it.
To get it, oh my goodness. Okay, so tell us a little bit about the character itself. What is the role?
She is a chocobo that wanted to help out the main characters in 13-2. So she asked a goddess to help her, and they transformed her into a human. And so now she's the person that gives you a potion and Phoenix down when you're ready to die.
Is it also a merchant, right?
Yes.
You can buy stuff?
You can buy swords and equipment and everything.
Probably the best merchant since Resident Evil 4, in my opinion.
But I'm cuter.
Yes, you are. Much. Very much so. So tell us what the best thing that's happened to you this con is. What was the best experience for you?
Best experience, meeting old friends, finding lots of other cosplayers from 13-2, just walking around, finding people that love the game.
Perfect. So tell us if you have a website or a fan page that the viewers can go to.
The only one I have is a cosplay.com account.
Okay.
Sarah N29.
All right, perfect. Thank you very much. Hi, it's Sharece here with Sharece Productions and Minus World, interviewing
Cassandra Mermaid.
Tell us a little bit about who you are today.
Right now I am not a character. I'm just a mermaid because I wanted to be one since I was young.
Who would not want to be a mermaid?
Made it come true.
Beautiful. So tell me about the construction and what the hardest part was for you.
Well, this tail was actually ordered off of merteller.com. It is latex molded onto scuba material, so it's insulated, and there's a monofin at the bottom.
Perfect. Well, did you do the top? What was the hardest part for you?
The top, the details are done by me. The silicone was molded by someone on Etsy.
Oh, okay. Okay, perfect. So tell us, at this con, what was the best thing that's happened to you so far? What made your weekend?
Best thing so far, I'd have to say, the Pirates of the Caribbean cosplay.
Yes,
had a lot of pirates
amazing.
come up to me.
Yeah. Have you been asked to get in the fountain yet?
I have. I was about knee deep in the fountain earlier.
Were you really? Oh, perfect. Okay. So do you have a website or a fan page that the viewers can go to see more of your work?
Absolutely. My Facebook is Cassandra Mermaid. That's all you have to
just search it up? All right, perfect. Well, thank you very much. So tell us a little bit about the costume that you made. What was the hardest part, the construction?
Well, like I said, I'm just watching it for my friend John Brent. And so he filled me in a little bit of the details on the ride down here. It's cosplay of Songbird from BioShock Infinite. It was a daunting thing as far as projects go. Took him 4 months. He's got about 550 to 600 invested in it, just crazy. The detail. It weighs about 60 pounds, and he has 2 computer fans in there to suck in cold air, so he just doesn't die.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Heat, especially. So, why did he want to do Songbird? What was the influence behind it? Why was that such a driving force?
He's really into steampunk, and he's really into BioShock. So those 2 things, and when he saw Songbird, he was like, I just gotta do this.
I must.
Yeah.
And then you realize what you've gotten yourself into.
Exactly.
Did he do a lot of the last minute rush work where you're painting in the car, or was he pretty well done?
He was done with this by the time it was in the truck ready to go. The only thing that didn't make final production actually was the wings were going to be longer, and he was going to have bulkier arms instead of just the sleeves, and he was going to have animatronic hands that extended his reach.
Version 2.
It was always next year.
Exactly. So then about the actual con atmosphere, I've been in large costumes, I know how difficult that can be. What's been the hardest or just the worst experience so far in this costume?
Well, transport is so difficult. He needs 2 handlers to put it together for him while he stands there. He has like 0 dexterity while he's in there. So, the heat's getting to him, the weight of the costume itself, and then just physically everyone, wanting to touch or getting in the way
not
accidentally.
Understanding, yeah. So then as far as the interior, you said 2 computer fans. Does he have any way to communicate, or is he completely just communicated?
Well, there is like kind of a slat that is a screen that he can talk through, but only it just, you have to get right up to him. And,
I did Tally for Mass Effect, and I just screamed at people, and nobody, you're in a box, nobody can hear you.
And actually, we have it wired. There's a sound system that plays his call and his screech.
Oh my goodness, there you go. Do you think, is that, you think, out of the costume, the most impressive part is being able to have the sound playing?
Man,
Would it be the wings?
Honestly, that head is just
That head is
awesome.
amazing. It is.
Yeah.
How does it look on him as far as his build goes? Does it look very natural?
He's a big guy like me, but he's taller than I am. So I guess
very-
it stands about 7.5 feet, and with a 12-foot wingspan.
Yeah, that's perfect. Well, thank you so much for your time.
Anytime, guys.
Do you have a website or a fan page that people can go to check out?
He basically has a Facebook.
Okay.
That's pretty much
just
it.
his personal Facebook.
Yeah, exactly.
Though, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so basically all they have to do is go to Tumblr and look up Songbird, and I'm sure it'll be
Right,
on there for the rest of
can't-
eternity.
Right.
Perfect. Well, thank you anyway for your time,
Anytime.
and you guys enjoy the con.
Thank you very much.
So, tell me what you guys are cosplaying today.
Captain Jack Sparrow, remake Barbarossa.
Perfect. What was the hardest part of constructing these costumes?
Money,
And money. Perfect.
big old growing the beard.
Growing the beard.
Some of us have a little
That
more
is
trouble than
hard.
others.
This is hard work, isn't it? What's your favorite part of the costume and why?
Probably my compass. Made it ourselves.
Neat.
On our website, you can buy these.
Oh, perfect. What'd you make it out of?
Various woods and metals.
Various woods and
it
metals.
It opens up, actually spins.
Oh, look at this. You even painted detail, hand detail.
Very detailed.
That's perfect. Okay. What's your favorite part of your costume and why?
Probably the monkey,
Your
Jack.
monkey?
Yeah.
The monkey?
Just to have someone to talk to.
You didn't make the monkey, though.
Actually, most of it was.
Was made? Oh, wow.
The monkey himself was bought as
But
a
the-
monkey,
but
but
the
the
actual-
outfit and his gear and all.
Now, was that
looked like
hand
Jack
done, or
was
did you
made.
guys sew it on machine? Because that's really interesting.
That was actually hand done by him.
Hand
yeah.
done.
hand
That's
done.
yeah. I thought so. That's beautiful work. Wonderful. What has been the best experience for you guys at the con so far? What's really made the con for you?
Other cosplayers.
Other
Yeah.
cosplayers.
Definitely.
I
That's worth
totally
coming.
agree. Yeah, definitely.
We really don't come here for any other reason.
No, that's
Yeah,
all
we
there
don't
is
even
to
watch
it.
anime.
No, you just want to go
Yep.
for the costumes.
Yep.
Yeah, I only watched 2 animes, but I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go look at stuff. So perfect. So as far as other cosplayers, what's been your favorite so far that you've seen out there?
I saw a really good Harley Quinn. Yeah.
The one with the big, huge hammer?
No, not
No.
her. I saw the one. It's from her. I think it's her Arkham costume where she has the bat.
Oh, I saw
Yeah,
that. That was really
yeah.
well done. You know, she handmade that whole entire thing.
Really?
Just hand done. It
Wow.
was beautiful. What has been your favorite so far that you've seen out there?
Me.
You!
Me.
Well,
I am the best
my
out
goodness.
there.
You know, I have to agree. I have to agree.
Excellent.
So, do you guys have a website or a fan page that people can go to look at more of your work?
You go to ravensdreamonline.com.
Raven's Dream? No, it's just Raven's Dream.
Raven's Dream
Online.
Dot
It's
com.
okay.
Raven's
online, but
Dream
it's also online.
Online.com. You have to
Okay.
go online to go.
You have to
Go
spell it
online.
out.
It's even further online.
Further online.
And we are on
Online-
Facebook as well.
It's like Inception.
Facebook as well.
Okay, what's your Facebook page?
Just search Raven
Same
Street.
thing?
Yeah.
There you go.
Raven
Okay,
Street.
perfect. And you said you sell those.
We sell these. We sell hard replications as well, not just pirates.
Perfect. So there's just a bunch of stuff that people can look on
Custom
Etsy as
work,
well.
yeah.
Same thing on Etsy. They search that.
I don't know. Are we on
No,
Etsy?
not always on Etsy. Sometimes it's hit or miss on eBay all the time.
eBay all the time. Perfect. Well, thanks, and we're gonna dance. All right, guys. So tell me a little bit about what your characters are, what the series is from, and why you picked them. Let's start with you.
Okay. Well, we're from Dragon Age. I'm Anders, who is the leader of the Mage Rebellion in Kirkwall. It's Dragon Age 2, so we've moved on from Awakening, and he's kind of a renegade apostate. And this is Sebastian Vale.
I'm the Princess Darkhaven. I was given to the Chantry, so I've been living in Kirkwall as the brother of Chant of Light.
Now tell us why you personally chose this character. What's your connection to this character?
Well, I actually really appreciate how he's changed, and through the story, he started out kind of only concerned with what he wanted, which was to be free from the Circle and oppression. and he actually moved on as a character through some, spoiler story events toward, actually doing something to help everyone and not just himself. So he really grew as a character, and he does a lot of soul searching, and it's something that I find myself also doing. And we all want the best for everyone and for ourselves, and it means a lot to me that there's a character that actually goes through the same kind of things that I do sometimes.
But it's a character that's deep and has actual transition and character development.
Yes.
Perfect. So tell me a little bit about why you connect with this character.
It's not actually my favorite character. My favorite character is Nathaniel Howe from Awakening, but I do like that with Sebastian, the way to really make him a better person, in my opinion, is to not agree with him.
Yes.
And to let him evolve and...
Through adversity.
Yes.
Yeah.
I definitely prefer that path.
Yeah, definitely.
And I think he's misunderstood a lot too, because people try to just...
People jump on bandwagons.
People don't like the chaste marriage.
No.
There are a lot of things that they don't want to see past
Conflicting
that.
areas, yeah. So tell me a little bit about the construction of the costume. What was the hardest part for you? What was your favorite part?
Well, this is actually the first time I've ever worked with leather.
Welcome to hell.
Yeah, it's been a trip. I actually busted my hand.
Oh my goodness!
So I broke my nail yesterday.
So that's the worst part.
So yeah, that would be the worst part. But I mean, it's all pretty much leather, and so I stitched it all by hand, and I routed each of these feathers individually. And it's all been like a learning experience. I've drafted all the patterns myself, and I mean, it's been really rewarding, and I'm pretty happy with it. I mean, there's obviously some things that are a little broken and busted.
That is always the case with first, and then like 2 or 3 times later, you're like, but then you're sick of wearing it, and you're like, okay.
I don't think I'll be sick of wearing it, thankfully. No. I'm rather proud of it, so...
In a while, you'll move on to bigger and better things.
Hopefully,
hopefully. Definitely. With this kind of talent, definitely. So,
thank you.
Tell me a little bit about what the hardest part of your costume was, what the hardest thing for you to establish.
Probably wearing it. It's like 13 pounds, so it's very heavy. I didn't do too much to make it. It's all this one.
Yeah.
But
my first time working with scales too.
I was just going to ask a little bit about your scale mill. Did you use a tutorial, or did you just kind of go for it?
I kind of just went for it and kind of threw caution to the wind, because a lot of people say, don't stitch your scales on because it's not going to hold and it's not going to do... Yeah, and so like I didn't want to actually have to do all of it by hand, like with the split rings and stuff, and I didn't trust my ability to draft a pattern for that, because it's kind of amorphous.
Yeah.
So I made the undercoat out of really thin leather, and then I used a leather needle, and I carefully hand cranked the machine.
Oh my god!
And like 1,300 scales.
Yeah, it's about 1,300 scales on the jacket, and it's about 13 pounds.
Did you know?
It's several months.
Yeah.
I could get done probably about, say, 5 or 6 rows of scales in 2 hours. So it took a lot of time to actually put together.
I've not seen anyone do the full scale armor with Sebastian. I've seen a lot of painted. I've seen a lot of glued on, but I've never actually seen the full.
We've known one person to make the scales, but made them out of cardboard. And then did the same thing.
So this is scale nailed.
Yes.
This is legitimate full on, and that's why it was some work, but we're recording perfectly. So do you guys have a website or a Facebook page where people can go to follow your work?
You have a cosplay one.
I have a cosplay Facebook. It's LaFete Cosplay, so la.fete.cosplay.
Okay.
And then that's also I have a Tumblr that I post to, which it's L'Art de LaFete. So
that spelled it.
Yeah,
okay,
it's
perfect. You don't have to do it.
Yeah,
no, it's done. We're done. It's late on Saturday. We're done. Figure it out. No, okay, perfect.
Yeah.
So we are gonna dance, guys.
Okay,
I can do this.
Break it down. Oh my gosh, so pretty sounding. Okay. So tell us who you're cosplaying today.
Okay, well, I'm actually cosplaying a Pokemon, but I'm doing what's called a Gajinka, which is basically when you take something that's not human and you turn it into a human.
So what's the Pokemon that you are?
This Pokemon is Rayquaza, one of my favorite Dragon-type Pokemon. I've always wanted to do this ever since I did a human version of Suicune. It's my other favorite Pokemon.
Yes,
So
that was a good one.
I actually got my inspiration for this from Monster Hunter cosplays. I've never played Monster Hunter, but they are so cool, and I always love their
Big and
intricate helmets.
yeah.
So that was my inspiration for the helmet. I wanted to put Rayquaza's head on my
your
head,
yes.
instead of like doing some crazy makeup or something.
Yeah, exactly.
So I did for the helmet, and everything else, I just kind of mimicked Rayquaza's pattern on his body.
So what was the hardest part of the whole thing?
Believe it or not the helmet, not the armor. It was the fucking dress.
Getting it to stay
Yes,
there, right?
I had to. I actually bought this fabric and it was too thin, so I had to two-ply it, which I had to sew that, and then I had to heat and bond all of this on before I sewed it because it's non-stretch on a stretch fabric.
Non-stretch on a stretch.
And even in the back, this is so ghetto.
I know those feels.
On the back, I have elastic here because it won't stretch. You can't
Nobody
see
can
it.
see that.
I put the cape on so you can't
Do
see
you think
it.
that's the number one thing with cosplay that people don't understand is there's so many safety pins and hot glue and things
Yes, that's
involved,
something.
but it's okay.
People don't really think about durability when they think about a cosplay, and that's actually one of the most important things in my opinion.
Yes,
that's why
exactly.
I actually spend the extra money to get stuff like Warbler for my
Warbler.
armor, so it keeps lasting and I don't have to keep remaking it every con. You end up saving money actually from not repairing.
So did you do everything out of Warbler?
Yeah,
Was that the primary?
all of this is Warbler. My greaves, my bracers, my pauldrons, my helmet are all made out of Warbler. I used to use Wonderflex, but I started using Warbler because I heard great things about it. I saw Yaya Han using it. One of my favorite cosplayers, Kamui Cosplay, swears by it. She has the most amazing tutorials. And I thought I'd check it out because it looked like it wasn't too
So
hard.
this is your first time?
This was my first time,
This is
actually.
your first time.
This is my first time
and
ever
it
working
looks
with it.
Perfect, and that's why Warbler is the best thing
It
on
is
the planet.
so awesome, and I know it's a little expensive, but it's so worth the investment.
But the Wonderflex, even though it's a little bit less expensive, it's harder to fix.
It
and
is.
not
It's
as,
thinner, and it has
not
this
as durable.
grid in it that makes it kind of
you
behave like
cannot
fabric.
sand it at all
No,
because it melts.
no. But this I sanded the hell out of.
Yes, you can work
so
with
it was
that.
great.
It's amazing.
Yeah, I love it. I highly recommend it.
So tell us what the best thing that's happened this weekend is. What is the best experience so far?
Well, the best thing that happened to me this weekend actually didn't really have to do with cosplay. I met some friends that I've never met before. I just knew online, which was really awesome. But I debuted 2 new cosplays, which was also really awesome. This one, and I debuted Bellows from a new anime called Suisei no Gargantia yesterday, which I was very surprised because it has no fandom, but a lot of people recognized us.
See, that's the thing though. Just because the fandom's not well known doesn't mean that there's not the secret like cultist
Yeah, it was
fandom that comes
awesome.
out when you appear.
It was so awesome. So I was
perfect.
really happy with that, and I had my little sister cosplay with me
Now that's neat.
for the
That's
first
good.
time in 3 years.
That's perfect.
My first cosplay was the last time I cosplayed with her, so it's really awesome
Good.
to
A little reunion.
get the family going.
So tell us what's a fan page or website that people can find your work on?
You can find me. My plug is KO Cosplay on literally everything. The only thing that's different is Twitter because for some reason KO Cosplay was already taken. So it's KO_cosplay. But otherwise, I'm on Facebook, DeviantArt, Tumblr, cosplay.com, World Cosplay, Instagram, you name it, I'm on it.
K.O. or just KO?
Just KO Cosplay.
Perfect.
All one word.
All right, let's dance. Oh, Jesus.